Salutations everyone, this is Razor giving you my rundown and analysis of Frame Perfect Series 2 on the Wii U side of things, where Japan's Kirihara took the title away from Zero in Grand Finals. Many only saw it as a matter of time before Kirihara would translate his skills from the east to the west, and he did it with Rosalina and Luma. Many people, not surprised, but nonetheless took out the top dog in the world for only his second loss in tournament this year, Zero, with Solo Diddy in second place. And then third place, we have MK Leo, who Zero double eliminated with the 6-0. Rough goings in that matchup, but nonetheless a solid finish for Leo in a tournament such as this, with the Marth and the Cloud. And then we have Komori Kiri, always seems to be, for the entire year thus far, has been a staple in top 5, and he did it with mostly the Cloud, but once again, we're going to see some Sonic in some pools and for some certain matchups. And then we have DeBuzz, Kirihara, not the only top Rosalina, and Luma up here in top 5. DeBuzz with the solid finish there in 5th as well. We have Captain Zack with the Bayonetta, still, you can't say on the come up anymore because he seems to be a top 8 fixture with Bayonetta, even more so than Salem, who rounds out top 8 with Renai, the villager main, making his first top 8 in an American tournament in quite some time now. And then you have Salem with the Bayonetta, as well as Samus, which if you've been watching some of Salem's stuff, he might be the best Samus in the world, as well as a bit of Lucina there as well. So let's look at the tail of the tape in top 8. We have Captain Zack versus Renai. Now, what's interesting about this matchup is that due to Villager's projectile game with fair and back air and forward smash, we actually have a character that can challenge Bayonetta off stage and even get early kills, as early as like the 80s or possibly even 70s with Bayonetta off stage, as far as the bowling ball goes. And it's something that no other character can really do with that much effectiveness because of the multi-hits and the multiple jumps that Bayonetta has. You need a disjoint and you need a projectile, and Villager really has the only ones that can fill that role to edgeguard Bayonetta. If not getting the kill, at the very least getting that guaranteed damage. And then on the mirror side of that edge guard, we have also some difficulties because Villager has that slow, unsafe recovery, and Bayo will get guaranteed damage on Villager off stage with those multi-hit lingering aerials and specials. There's really nothing that Villager can really do about that. So Captain Zack does a great job at not allowing the Villager master any space to work with, giving him too much to deal with in game 1 and just getting really good reads. Game 2, Renai gets the early bowling ball kill off the ledge in the 80% and gets plenty of extra credit, only to see Bayonetta be Bayonetta as Zack gets a witch time for the first stock and a quick 7 to death combo immediately after taking the first stock to get the 2-0 lead. And in game 3, he just cleans it up in the air and 3-0s Renai. Then on winner's side, we have Zero versus Leo. Zero played just so smart and safe in this matchup against the Marth that we saw give him trouble in the past couple tournaments before. He made sure to always establish the neutral and set those ledge traps. He greatly limited Leo's options to attack him or even defend against him. It was easily the most one-sided match between these two that we've seen thus far, ending with a 2-stock. It was rough seeing this one being so one-sided from start to finish when we've seen how down to the wire these two have gone before. There aren't that many people who can go the distance against Zero, and every time we think we see that list grow, it always seems to quickly self-correct because Zero's just that good at getting the download. I don't think any character switch would have helped Leo here. It didn't help that Zero was playing mostly mistake-free, but what we've seen Leo can do in this matchup, he needs to get more going on that ground game. Zero was never playing on his back foot and was just able to snowball this match into a clean 3-0. Then we have Kirihara versus Komori Kiri, Cloud versus Rosalina, a matchup we've seen often where people pull out against the Rosalina, whether they're a Cloud main or not. It's one of the best counter picks next to Meta Knight, probably, for Rosalina and Luma. But as we know, most Clouds don't do much against Dabuz, and Kirihara being Japan's best Rosa, we know that you better bring it even if you're a Cloud main like Komori Kiri. So Komori Kiri started out fast, taking no holds barred approach, playing the most aggressive role both with and without Luma, which is different than what we've seen from other top level Rosa players like Dabuz. I think separating him in that nature. And it worked with an early Gimp on Komo's Cloud. The start off game 1 basically really made the matchup seem to be in Rosa's favor, simply needing to get one hit on Cloud offstage and cleaning up from there. The Nair sends Cloud far away, and we know his up B doesn't snap unless you're very close and cannot tech for a wide margin of that move, so Rosa gets the down air or the down tilt or the back air to cover the ledge and simply put Cloud in a spot where he can't possibly recover without limit. Kirihara's no fear approach was paying off tremendously in this matchup. No Luma, no problem. He was going at you and did a great job utilizing the angle of knockback that Nair sends his opponent, giving him the best opportunity to take out the soldier first class with that huge sword, and doing it often with back air at relatively low percents. Komori Kiri goes down 2-0 in the matchup, switches to Marth, which I didn't know he had. Kirihara didn't really need to change his game plan with this matchup and gets the 2 stock and the 3-0 set. Then we have Dabuz versus Leo. Now here we basically have the same deal going here. Rosalina versus Cloud. And if that last set taught you anything, it's that top Rosas absolutely annihilate top Clouds for whatever reason. And Dabuz started things off with a 0 to death, setting the tone, it would seem. Dabuz was going after Cloud off stage. She's got so much range with that back air, eliminating that recoveryless Cloud. Dabuz did a great job with the early kills on the first stocks in the first 3 games. Leo did a better job than Como at getting rid of Luma, which we know is very key in any matchup versus Rosa, but Dabuz was getting it done for the most part. Game 3, Leo comes back from behind and slowly regains the lead, and Rimmet cross slashes his way to victory. Game 4, we go to Battlefield, and Leo gets the shield break with the limit cross slash early, and after the Luma bodyguard save, gets the up smash from below the platform and takes his first stock lead in the set, eventually winning with an up air. Dabuz couldn't get the key hit for the edge guard that he needed. Leo did a better job of eliminating Luma with the dash attacks mostly. Obviously forward airs will be safe even on shield just because of the wide hitbox that has to cover behind Rosa to hit the Luma, and back airs and as well as forward smashes in both game 4 and 5. Leo gets the early lead and does not drop a stock, finishing things off with a limit cross slash. Cloud wins this one as Leo wins it 3-2. Then we have Captain Zack versus Komori Kiri, the 0.9 knockback rematch. A lot of salt was left on the stage at Genesis, and it was indeed shown that the knockback was set correctly before the match. You know, for the lols or for the audience. Captain Zack, as we know, won that controversial Genesis match and started off strong again on this one, getting those combos baking and making Cloud live up to his name and staying in the sky for most of the first game. I think Bayonetta wins this matchup. Bayo has so many traps and options against Cloud. Nobody can challenge her off stage, and while Cloud, outside of Villager of course, and while Cloud doesn't have a ton of long-lasting hitboxes to get witch timed, Bayonetta, when she takes the neutral, deals a lot more damage and can land much better than Cloud can. But Bayo is light, making limit cross slash up airs and dash attacks kill at pretty early percents, so it's by no means a one-sided match. Game 2, Captain Zack gets the witch time to a 60-hit Bayonetta kill combo to start things off, but Como is able to bring it back. Zack did allow Como to get a free limit charge quite a few times, which I think was super ill-advised and a huge detriment to him in this matchup, with Bayo being as light as she is. Komori Kiri continues to get limit, takes game 2. Game 3, Komori Kiri turns it up, is able to bait out some of those Bayonetta approaches and punished accordingly. Game 4, Zack gets another early 60-hit Bayonetta kill combo, all the way from the bottom of Battlefield to the top. without even taking as much as 50% himself, but Komori Kiri, being who he is, brings it back again and doesn't allow too much extra credit, gets more limit, and gets it done, setting the pace of the game and making Captain Zack play at his pace. They hug it out at the end as Komori Kiri takes the rematch 3-1. And then here we are in winners finals, Kirihara versus Zero. Once again, it's Zero against a Japanese player that we haven't seen make it this far in winners in America before. A well-respected and scary player. It was only a matter of time before Kirihara got here. As we know, Zero more than comfortable against Rosalina, having beaten Dabuz like 20 out of 21 times or something like that. Zero takes the first stock in game 1 only to SD right after on an accidental monkey flip kick. We then are in a last hit situation where Kirihara's Luma takes it with the up air. Kirihara takes the set lead. Game 2, Zero takes a big lead only to see it disappear, but as almost always does a great job with getting rid of Luma and rando forward smashed his way to victory in game 2. Game 3, Kirihara takes it to Lilat, where his Luma gets stuck underneath the stage for a bit, and Zero takes another big lead, taking 100% extra credit, but once again has trouble taking the second stock. You have to get rid of Luma for Diddy to do his normal kill setups, mostly, out of down tilt, or, some of his aerial approaches, but you can still get those grabs or stray aerials to get the kill due to Rosa's super lightweight, which goes to show you how well Kirihara was playing at staying alive as long as he did in every game in this set. Kirihara takes game 3 with a great aerial game, being one of the best at catching Zero in the air as well as approaching with monkey flips. With Rosalina's disjoint, it does help her, but we've seen Dabuz not being able to read those rare Zero air dodges as well as Kirihara was here. Game 4, Zero takes a big lead and doesn't drop it to force game 5. Zero gets off to another big lead, only to see it quickly diminish due to a quick string of up airs coming out of Kirihara. Following Zero so well in the air, no matter what kind of momentum shift that Zero had in store, he seemed to have the secondary approach to get him to continue the juggle, even without Luma. And with Luma, Kirihara was able to fight off Zero whilst Rosa was on the ground, protecting his Space Queen. Kirihara survives and lands with the Nair to take game 5 and winners finals against Zero. Losers semis, we have Komori Kiri versus Leo, Cloud Ditto time. We know that regardless of the fact that both of these players play at least 3 characters at tournament level, both of them choose to play the Cloud Ditto, which I think is fairly interesting. Now, Komori Kiri seems to always take his Cloud Dittos, while Leo has a much more randomness in his Dittos, losing in a big way against Ned for one, but no surprise to see him at least going for the Ditto against Komori Kiri. You could say when it comes to this high-level Cloud Ditto play, where the strengths and weaknesses are obvious to all involved, that this set could probably come down to limit execution, and that's kind of how it played out, as Leo was able to capitalize on when to charge limit and when to attack Como when Como was charging, often trying to mix up when they would both charge and when Leo would challenge Komori Kiri's, safe charging distance, and was able to get more out of his limit attacks either with cross slash. Como had some success, I think, going with a limit climb hazard, but Leo seemed to be able to get it done mostly when it came to those close ledge situations, and he takes the Cloud Ditto in this case versus the greatest one that many would say isn't Leo himself, if it is. Then we have Zero versus Leo in losers finals. Leo looking for that rematch and gets the first stock with the up smash, but when it came down to it, Zero had a quick answer and gets the JV2 to win game 1. Now, at this point, Leo has lost 4 games in a row with Marth, so he does consider switching, but sticks with the Marth, but it simply isn't in the cards. Zero's stage control by itself was simply unparalleled in this matchup, and Leo couldn't get anywhere in either set to get anything going. Zero just had a great job with the ledge traps and just maintaining that neutral almost without pause. And with another dominant 3-0, you have to wonder if Leo can get back to being a huge threat to Zero. It is just one tournament, but man, did those two 3-0s look one-sided. And then we have grand final on the run back, Zero versus Kirihara. With as close as winter finals as we saw, including the comebacks coming out of Zero, you'd have to expect a good chance at this being a 2-set grand finals. Zero has gotten the download on everybody to this point, Renai, Kameme, Sue, Leo, and you had a feeling that history would repeat itself, or at least go to a second set. Zero gets the 2 stock in game 1, and that's the right place of momentum for Zero to start off. Game 2, he gets the spike for the lead and back airs Rosa off stage for the second stock for a 2-0, looking for a quick reset. However, we didn't see much banana use at all unless Kirihara was between stocks, and Zero seemed to be working around this with relying on the monkey flip to get in, and for the most part, during the first 3 games, I would say, was very successful. Luma not being able to intercept those approaches nearly enough times. Kirihara gets a long-range forward smash on the ledge read roll to take game 3. It was quite a back-and-forth game 4 until Kirihara got a stray almost rando down air, but we've seen him get so many of those in tournament that it seems like kind of more of a mix-up at this point. So where he takes the lead in that game with great use of stage control with the grabs and nairs and utilizing up airs for days in order to force game 4. Zero couldn't seem to keep Kirihara off stage as much as he's used to against Rosalina's, and Kirihara's safe approaches seem to always allow an open secondary attack or grab. His spacing was great and was able to almost in a sense frame trap Zero in his aerial options, doing better than any Rosalina in the past against Zero, as Zero had trouble landing even with monkey flip. Rosa had the range with the up air approaches and then covering those monkey flips or those air dodges to another platform with Kirihara's back airs. And in game 5, forward throw is just enough to take it and the tournament. Kirihara, your champion. Many saw it as a sheer matter of time before Kirihara did this in the States, and he did it against Zero in 2 sets, mind you, and Zero's second loss of the year as we head into 2GG's Civil War this weekend.